So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Here's the first baseman, number 16, John Michella.
Michella, the third baseman, digging in. Michella looking to receive. First pitch upstairs, out of the zone for ball 1. Want to know, Tufts looking to break through here in the first. Swung on, driven down the right field line. That is going to be trouble as it is off of the top of the wall. Michella, unfortunately, has to stay at first as that ball was absolutely scorched. Bouncing off the right field line. He had no chance to get to second. And Tufts has a 2-out base runner.
And our apologies for the audio issues. We had some trouble with our soundboard, but we are ready to roll. We've had the video working the whole time, but now we have audio, so you can hear us talking. Welcome to Huskins Field. We've already gotten quite a bit underway into this game. Now in the bottom of the first inning, Tufts versus Trinity. Tufts trying to salvage the last game of this 3-game set. Beautiful Saturday afternoon here, and we are just playing baseball, having a good time, enjoying the weekend. So 0-0 so far. It's a 0-1 count, 2 outs. On first base is the base runner.
That's Michella, third baseman.
And that was a little high. The 1-1 pitch coming in. Goes around there. That's going to be a 1-2 count.
Reaching up out of the zone for that one, and when you go with the check swing, you almost just want to commit fully, see what happens there. But
yeah, kind of got caught in between there, and that's not really going to help anybody. So 1-2 count now, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Swings, grounded. And that's going to be a foul ball, just went foul. So now,
well, we're seeing a lot of ground balls early on here from Olsen. He's gotten his first 2 outs on a grounder to second. Obviously, with a right-hand hitter, might be able to pull one through the right, or the left side hole, but I'm sure Olsen's looking to keep the ball on the ground here.
So 1-2, that's a little bit low there. And the count will be 2-2. Malcolm Nachmanoff swings through that one, and that's going to be strike 3. So in that inning for Tufts, 1 hit, 1 runner left on. We were through 1 here. It's scoreless at Huskins Field. So now that we have audio, just give it for anyone who wasn't watching the earlier game in the game yesterday. Tufts dropped Friday's game by a score of 6-5. Dropped the earlier game by a score of 5-3. Had a lead earlier. Came back on Friday. Came back today too, but their efforts were not enough. So trying to avoid being swept in the opening NESCAC series here. Tufts had a pretty strong trip, spring break trip down through Virginia and Florida. They went 6-4. Records evened off now at 6-6, but trying to push themselves back over 500. And on the mound for Tufts is Spencer Langdon. Spencer Langdon is a sophomore pitcher. He's pitched about 6 innings this year. He has a 1.42 ERA, giving up a run in those 6 innings. A little windy here today at Huskins Field. Definitely cool. Died down from earlier, but wind's still blowing into the batter's box. So might be hard to hit home runs, or just long fly balls might be knocked down with the wind in your face. And And so now batting for Trinity is number 1. He's Cooper Mooney.
Cooper Mooney.
Mooney at the plate. Swings down the first base line. Falkson has it at first. He's going to step on the base.
Well, Langdon will take that all day long. 1 pitch, 1 out.
So 1 pitch, 1 out, and now the number 6 hitter for Trinity is going to come up. Brendan Pierce. He's a center fielder for Trinity. He is a senior and played 10 games so far. Made a pretty good impact for Trinity. So bats in the bottom part of the order. That pitch is in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch coming into Pierce. Little check swing there. He did not go around, so it's going to be 1-1.
Boy, the wind really gusting, and it's kind of changing directions every minute, really. It was just blowing towards us. Now it's blowing more straight from center field, it looks like. So that might be a bit of a problem for outfielders on fly balls.
Yeah, wind can really play tricks with those fly balls out there. So we'll see if anyone has any trouble. And a strong sun, too, although it's lower than it was before, so it shouldn't cause too many problems for any outfielders. That pitch is a little bit inside, so 3-1 pitch now. Here's Langdon set coming in with the 3-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. So now Langdon's worked the count full on Pierce, and he prepares to send the 3-2 pitch.
Langdon seems to have pretty good control of his stuff early on here. Not really missing the catcher's mitt too much, it seems like.
That is chopped, but that's going to be foul. Yeah, definitely seems like he has a plan. He's attacking. Pretty good first 4 outs from him. And it would be nice for Tufts to get a pretty lengthy outing from him, save some of the other pitchers, especially in a doubleheader where everyone's fatigued. Get this game over pretty quickly. That one's high, so Langdon throws ball 4, and Pierce works a walk. Now batting for Trinity is going to be number 17, Christian Orsini. Batting in the 7 hole for Trinity. Orsini is a senior himself. Having a good start to the season so far, batting .444, 522 on base percentage, so that'll get the job done. Throws over to first, but Pierce is back safely.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here if Pierce might want to try and swipe a bag. Get an early runner in scoring position here.
Especially with 1 out, would be a pretty big steal. Pierce dances off the base. That one's going to be high. Looks like might have come out of the crouch there. Thinking about a possible steal attempt. .1-0 pitch now coming in. That one's just a little bit high. Pretty close pitch. Now catcher's meeting at coming out to talk to his pitcher. Just give him a little pat on the back, a little encouragement.
Yeah, Langdon's still a young pitcher, so doesn't have too much experience in these situations.
Throw over to first.
That was a very bit of a pro move there, as the meeting at the mound just ended, and Langdon almost caught Pierce off guard there, but Pierce able to scurry back.
Ryan Day catching behind the plate, so trying to settle his pitcher down. Here's the pitch, and Pierce is off. Grounder, so a hit and run was on it. It works like a charm. Pierce is going to round second. He'll be at third. So now, and the ball gets away, and Pierce tries to come home, but quick recovery there from Langdon will save the run. But the hit and run works perfectly. We have first and third, which is now second and third thanks to the overthrow. So second and third, 1 out, and Trinity is set up for a potential run-scoring opportunity. The bottom of their lineup coming up.
Yeah, great call there by Trinity, and it worked to perfection, as you mentioned. But, Langdon obviously upset with himself giving up that base hit, but, he just saved himself a run by backing up that throw from left field. So, Langdon still giving himself to maybe work out of trouble here as he needs 2 more outs to get out of this inning unscathed.
So Langdon will have to bear down here and make his pitch.
Number 6, Eric Thronson.
Eric Thronson, Trinity's catcher today, will be batting. Swings through that one and misses, so 0-1 quickly. Langdon here having to be aggressive, trying to get ahead. Doesn't want to put a runner on or potentially let those runners come around and score.
Yeah, Orsini had a good amount of speed, so I think anything in the outfield, he's going to score from second.
That's a foul ball. So 0-1. That should be 0-2 actually. So Langdon getting ahead here on Thronson.
Thronson batting .375 on the year thus far.
Here's Langdon's pitch coming in. That's fouled back too. So 0-2 now. Langdon will do it again.
Thronson's got a very wide stance at the plate here.
That's in there, strike 3. Caught him looking. Seems like a pitch that Thronson should have been swinging at, but nothing doing there. And Langdon sets down Thronson. So now a much better situation. 2 men on, but 2 outs now. Huge pitch, huge at bat there for Langdon.
Yeah, good job by the sophomore. Not being afraid of the runners in scoring position, just continuing to attack the zone, and it worked out.
So now batting is the 9th hitter, Ben Renaisa. That pitch going to be in there. Oh, sorry, that's going to be a little bit high, so 1-0. Sorry, apologies on the pronunciation. Reinsich. That's going to be there for a strike.
Reinsich struggling a bit on the year, only batting .136. But looking for a big hit here to potentially give his team a 2-run lead.
So 1-1 pitch coming in. That's going to be a little away, 2-1.
Reinish does have 1 home run on the season. The juniors played in 8 games, 22 at-bats thus far in the young season.
2-1 pitch now coming in. That's going to be a strike, so 2-2 now on Reinsich. Langdon 1 pitch away from working out of this jam. So 2-2 count, 2 outs now. 2 runners on in the top of the 2nd inning. Langdon with the pitch. Bounces it up there. Looks everyone back.
Good job by Ryan Day there. That ball bounced good 5 feet in front of the plate. Langdon just losing control of that one, lost the grip. But Ryan Day saving a run by getting in front of it. And as we see here, this backstop is very, very far away from home plate, so any ball that gets by is pretty much guaranteed to score a run.
Yeah, a lot of open space, so Day will have to be extra cautious on blocking pitches behind the plate. Full count pitch coming in again. Here's Langdon's pitch. That's just a little bit low. And so now the bases will be loaded and the Trinity lineup resets. So now Stanatis will come back up. So a walk, a hit and run, an overthrow leading to the runner getting to second. Strikeout with 2 men on, and another walk now leads to a bases loaded 2-out situation. Trinity having a prime run scoring opportunity here. Stanatis coming back to the plate. That's a little bit high.
I think they gave it to him. I think that was in the zone.
So here's the next pitch. Oh, 1. That bounced up there. So 1-1.
Nice job by Ryan Day once again.
So Langdon still has confidence in his breaking pitches. Has confidence in Day to block them behind the plate. So far doing a good job of that. 1-1 count now. Trinity runners dance off the bases. Bounced up there again. So Stanatis is not biting at those pitches.
Well, you were just mentioning how Langdon's got control, or excuse me, he's got confidence in his breaking stuff. Well, you have to have confidence in that stuff when you've got a catcher like Ryan Day behind the plate. You know, that's a big pitch in today's game, you know, trying to get those hitters to swing at stuff that's low and out of the zone. So, you know, Langdon might not have control of it now, but over the course of the game, if he can get control of that, that's a very dangerous pitch.
That pitch driven to left. Left fielder has to come in, but he's going to have a read on it. And so Langdon works through that inning, put himself in a little precarious situation, but worked out of it with no harm done. So after 2 innings, we had 1 hit there, 2 walks, runners on first, second, and third, but nobody came around to score, so all runners left on. And after 1.5, it's still how this team could turn things around today and, you know, just keep it going on the upward swing.
Well, I think offense is a big one, you know. From what I've heard, especially against Trinity in this series, you know, the offense has kind of struggled at times. So just getting runners in scoring position and then driving them home with clutch hits, that's going to be important. And then, you know, there's a couple young pitchers on this team. If they can really emerge and break out and have a big season, you know, pitching is so key in this game, obviously. And, you know, if your pitchers can go deep, you know, and you can save the bullpen a little bit, keep everybody healthy, keep everybody rested, you know, that's the formula for success right there. So I think it all really starts with the offense, getting those big hits with runners in scoring position. And if they do that, they should be good. You know, this is a good defensive team. The pitchers have been pretty solid this season. So, you know, once they get runs across the board, the idea is that the pitchers will lock it down and go the distance to get the win.
And definitely Tufts graduated a lot of good players last year, but they brought in a lot of good recruits, and this Jumbo's team always known for its depth. So far we'll see if that. So far it's helped them. We'll see if it continues. Leading off here for the Jumbos is going to be the 5-hitter Ryan Dawes.
Dawes, one of those young players you're talking about, a freshman, having a pretty solid
season. And he's hitting the back there. Doesn't seem to hurt. Hit him pretty much right in the butt. So about as, you know, as padded as a place as you could be hit. So Dawes will take his base, and now coming to the plate is the catcher, Ryan Day.
Yeah, Dawes taking one for the team there. He saw that pitch coming all the way, and, you know, he couldn't have gotten out of the way of it even if he tried. So, you know, helping out his team, getting on base.
Day, a sophomore this year, played 8 games, gone off to a decent start, batting .214. That's going to be a strike. So I just have to mention, I said this before when our audio wasn't working, but pitcher right now, Justin Olson for Trinity, actually a high school classmate of mine from Avon, Connecticut. So if any family members are watching, shout out to the great city of Avon and the Olson family from Alec Whipple, if you happen to be listening. So always cool to go to school in the Northeast and then broadcast these games to see your former high school classmates or people you knew playing. Throw over to first there by Olson. Safe. So Day now looking at an 0-2 count. That's grounded. Going to be up the middle. Shortstop can't get a throw off fast enough, and Day has himself an infield single. So hit it just deep enough in the hole, and that's going to get 2 runners on base now.
Yeah, Day's got a bit of power to him, but really just hit that one off the bottom of the barrel, and it just bounced to an unfortunate spot for Trinity.
Fielder number 2,
JP Knight now at the plate with 2 on, no out. Tufts looking at its first prime run scoring opportunity.
So Tufts with the running scoring position. This is what I was mentioning before, in between frames. Let's see if Knight can knock in a base runner right here. Give his team an early lead.
Knight now with a 1-0 count. That's going to be a strike there, 1-1.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tough call if you're Tufts. That ball looked pretty low, maybe below the knees. Knight certainly didn't like it, but nonetheless, it's the umpire makes the call.
So 1-1 count now on Knight. JP Knight, the right fielder today for Tufts. That's going to be bouncing in the dirt. Knight holds back. So 2-1. Knight, a sophomore infielder, bagged 286 in 5 games so far this year.
Second baseman making a break for the bag, and Olsen will take a step off.
Just making sure the runners aren't thinking about moving.
There's a lot of space in that left field line. Left fielder playing very, very far off the line. If Knight can turn on a ball and drive one down there, that's going to score potentially 2 runs.
Swings right through that one. Nice uppercut on a high pitch, misses it. So 2-2 now.
Yeah, big cut there by Knight. He certainly is not going to get cheated. Bit high, perhaps, a little ambitious.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Olsen. That one's grounded up the middle, could be a double play. Onto second and onto first, so Knight grounds into a double play. Shortstop, second baseman, first baseman. So a tailor-made double play there. So Tufts now with 2 outs. Runner on third, but lost a few outs with that double play. And the 8-hole hitter, Casey Santos Ocampo, will be coming to the plate. He's a junior, moves around the diamond, pitches a little as well.
Big pitch there by Olsen, sticking with the ground ball outs there. That one resulting in a big double play.
Ocampo grounds that one, and that's going to get through. So it looks like the second baseman had a beat on it, but he ultimately came up empty, and some nice 2-out hitting there by Santos Ocampo will put Tufts on the board with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there. Didn't make great contact, but it was good enough. And Tufts has the early lead.
The second baseman, number 3, Christian Zazali.
Christian Zazali, batting in the 9-hole, will come to the plate.
Gonna have a visit at the mound as the pitching coach for Trinity is gonna come out as well.
Ground ball heavy pitchers, a lot of times you can't control, where your infielders are placed. So sometimes you get the tailor-made double play that really helps you. Sometimes you get the ball that's just out of reach. So it's, picking your poison. But Olsen, benefits, but ultimately gets kind of bitten by the ground ball just out of the reach of the second baseman there.
I'm a bit surprised by this lengthy meeting this early on. Olsen's pitched a pretty solid game thus far, just giving up 1 run. But I guess it can't hurt,
So, umpire now coming to the mound. So now Olsen, whatever they talked about, Olsen carrying it in his mind to Zazali. Zazali, one of the leaders of this team. He's a senior infielder. Also on the soccer team that has been very successful in recent years, so 2-sport athlete. Swings right through that one. Being a 2-sport athlete in high school, I think, is a hard thing. In college, I can't really understand how people can do it, but there are special people out there, such as Zazali, who manage the stress of 2 sports and does pretty well at it. There's a base runner going, and Santos Ocampo is going to be thrown out.
Excellent throw there.
So Santos Ocampo trying to get himself in position to be driven in by Zazali, but ultimately gets thrown out. Tufts gets the lead here in the bottom of the second inning. So 1 run on a few hits, and with the Santos Ocampo stolen base attempt foiled, 0 people left on base. We're through 2 innings here in Medford. It's 1-0 Tufts.
1 run on 2 hits. There were no
Now
errors,
Langdon
none
comes
left
back
on
out
base.
to the plate. And just kind of continuing the conversation from before, Tufts ace last year, Sparrows Varinos, one of the main people who graduated, so left a pretty big hole in the pitching staff. But Tufts pitchers have to step up and fill that, and they've done a pretty good job so far. Langdon, one of the underclassmen, getting a shot today.
And of course the sophomore Elias Varinos also on the team, so the family lineage continues on even with his graduation. But as we were mentioning, the pitching staff can be so key to the success of this team.
And especially, Tufts has played some games this year with high offensive totals, so it's all about preventing games from becoming out of hand by the pitching staff. The past 2 games, examples of pitching staff, breakdowns and how that has ultimately hurt their chances of lead because the offense has come back in each of those games. So, like you said, if the pitching staff can keep it under control, there's a very good chance this offense will come through. So we'll be in the top of the 3rd inning.
Matt Toth digging in the box.
Toth, a senior, batting .314 so far, 12 games, 3 RBIs. That pitch in there for a strike. So Langdon trying to have a little bit of a less stressful inning than the last one, although he didn't give up a run. Definitely threw more pitches, had more base runners than he would have liked. That one grounded. Shortstop has it. Throw to first. So we have 1 out.
Yeah, you're talking about Langdon being a little bit more comfortable out there. Naturally when you have the lead, it's easier to kind of just relax, get in your groove. So, Langdon now with a 1-run lead. I expect him to be a little bit more composed on the mound, and that should be a good sign of things that come for Tufts.
And the most important thing, I think, for any pitcher is coming back out when your offense puts up a run or 2 and just having a quick inning, getting your bats back out there. It's such a confidence killer when your offense scores and then the pitcher just allows the other team to come right back into it. So really important for Langdon to just have a quick inning and get his bats back up there. So far, doing a good job of that. 1 out, 0-1 count on Matt Koperniak, who is the 3-hitter for Trinity. Koperniak takes a strike there. Sophomore, one of the standouts, or the standout of this Trinity offense, batting a cool .422 in his 12 games. The homer, 6 RBIs. So not too bad. Seems to be the centerpiece of this Trinity lineup. That's a little low. So 1 and 2.
I like that pitch, though, by Langdon. You were mentioning Koperniak, such a dangerous hitter, batting .422. You were already out in front on him, so why not take a shot, throw something low and out of the zone, see if he bites.
Here's the next pitch. That's grounded to first. And that's going to be a first baseman taking it himself. John Michella stepping on the base there. And there are 2 away. And now the fourth hitter for
number 22,
Trinity,
Tyler
Forgione, who is the Trinity DA. There's a strike to Forgione. Here comes the next pitch. That's a solid hit there to left field, cleanly struck. And Forgione has Trinity's 2nd hit of the day and gives them a 2-out base runner.
That'll certainly raise the average a little bit.
Yeah, can't really get much lower than the sub 100 averages, so this should provide a nice boost. Cooper Mooney now at the plate. He's batting 5th for Trinity today.
certainly don't want to jinx it just yet, but it seems like the wind has died down just a little bit. It's still windy blowing in from center field, it looks like, but, you know, first inning it was absolutely gusting here. It was hard to keep our papers in order.
Yeah, and without the wind, there's a strike. Without the wind, this is absolutely just a perfect spring day. I mean,
Not a cloud in the sky.
a little foreshadowing of the April and May to come. It's been a pretty rough March snow and weather-wise here in Massachusetts, so hoping for some better days ahead. Baseball's back. It always feels like summer is just around the corner. So exciting that the kick off the spring season this weekend.
Hey, but in the Northeast, you always have to be careful of that April snow shower. You know, we're not out of the clear just yet.
Oh, yeah. No. Just looking ahead at the weather for next weekend, actually. Next Saturday is supposed to be a rain-snow combination. So that's always fun. You know, you just don't know what to expect there.
They'll just hit you with both. Why not?
Yeah, just a little bit of everything for you. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Langford throws it back. Tries to catch Forgione off guard. Keeping him honest.
Yeah, Langdon doing a good job keeping these early base runners close to first base.
Here's the pitch. Grounded up the middle. Should be an easy play. And that is the third out. So 1 runner left on there, result of 1 hit. And after 2.5 innings, Tufts still up on Trinity, 1-0. So coming up for Tufts now will be the top of the lineup. A lot of new names here for Tufts. A different bit of a... Oh, apologies. Zazali still at the plate because he was, Santos Ocampo was thrown out before. But at the top of the Tufts lineup coming up soon, a lot of new names just based on people who had graduated the year before. So such as Justin Mills, John Moschella, a lot of names that you haven't seen, or it might just be the end of the doubleheader, second half, just getting some different people in there. But always good to see new faces for Tufts. The thing about college sports is you always have to have the next guy ready to play after one graduates. So it's just the realities of life.
Yeah, and these programs go through so much recruiting early on in high school that, their programs are pretty well set for the future, regardless of, whether you have one guy graduate or you have your entire starting lineup graduate. These programs usually rebound from that stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's just life. You can't keep these guys here forever.
And it's, there was a recruit on the rowing team came in today for class of 2023, which is strange to me. The first time I've seen a student who, will be here when I'm not here. So time is the enemy that no one can defeat. I think that's the lesson. Just try to manage it. So Zazali back at the plate. 0-1 count on him. He's getting another chance after Santos Ocampo thrown out to end the last inning. That's a little bit low.
Those are always nice when you're at the plate, and obviously you don't want your guy in first to get thrown out, but it's kind of like you get another life, especially when you're down in the count.
1-1 pitch. That's fouled. Trinity first baseman going for it, but that is going to be out of play. Hit something back there. Might have been a car. So hopefully everyone's okay. Definitely downside of having a parking lot so close to right field. There's always foul balls that ding cars and such. That ball's a little low.
You're mentioning in the last inning that Zazali's a two-sport athlete, and I actually had the chance to talk to him a few weeks ago, and he said he had to miss a lot of the off-season workouts just because he was on the soccer team. They went deep in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, they were done in late November, and baseball starting up. NESCAC rules let spring sports start February 15th, but off-season workouts well in swing before that. So, although it can't really be too bad, your excuse is I'm playing, in the Elite Eight of the soccer tournament. Here's a throw there by Olsen for the grounder, one away. But
yeah, and I'd say he's getting some pretty good exercise being on the soccer team as well.
Lauren Dillon, who just is about to graduate from the women's basketball team, also on the lacrosse team. Similar thing that I heard, just because she had to miss lacrosse because she's playing the Final Four championship game of the NCAA women's basketball. Can't imagine the lacrosse coaches are too angry about that. They'll find a way to make it work if you're talented enough. So now the top of the lineup comes back. Justin Mills is going to be batting. He is today's center fielder.
Grounded out to second base his first time up. I want to say Mills tore an elbow ligament last season. That's why he didn't really have a role on this team. But I talked to him last year. He said he was fully recovered and looking to make an impact on this Tufts Jumbos team.
That's
that one down to left
nice hit, and that's going to get down the line. Mills going around first. He'll go to second. Throw's coming in, but he'll be there ahead of it. And so a one-out double there for Justin Mills. And Tufts has a runner in scoring position with one out. Boomer Saraga heading to the plate.
Mills taking that one opposite field. And I was saying earlier, there's a lot of space out there from the left fielder to the left field line. A little bit surprised that it's not going to move over a little bit. But I guess with Mills being, Mills able to take advantage of that gap in left field, and as a result of some aggressive base running, he's at second base.
That pitch is low to Saraga. Saraga, always a powerful force for this Tufts team. He's a senior this year. Batting .455 in 6 games with a .625 on base percentage. So when you get on base 6 out of every 10 times, you're doing something right. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit high. Now catcher coming out to talk to Olsen. The 2-0 count. Trying to prevent this inning from getting anything worse than this.
I don't suppose NCAA Division III baseball has a new mound visit rule by any chance.
Yeah, no. Watching MLB, I noticed when watching the Yankees game that umpires now keeping track of mound visits on their little notepad, limited to 6 a game. I don't think those rules carry over here. That's a hit right back to Olsen, and I think they've got Mills picked off, but he's safe. So throw there, not entirely clean, and Mills able to slide in under it, but good reflexes there by Olsen. That was a line shot. Sometimes I feel like, you just put your glove up and just hope for the best, or you don't really think about it at that point.
Yeah, unlucky there for Tufts, and I think the throw was in time. It's just Koperniak unfortunately bobbled the ball, allowing Mills to get back in time. But that ball was absolutely scorched. Unlucky there for Tufts.
You always remember what great reflexes baseball players have. For the average person, you probably either duck and cover or get hit in the face, but baseball players have to have the presence of mind to put their glove up and catch it. So nice play by Olsen there. They'll be 2 away as the runner prevented the runner from advancing. John Michella now at the plate. He's today's first baseman. Bats in there, nice pitch. Loops in for a strike.
Took something off of that one.
So 0-1 pitch now. Olsen coming into Michella. That's grounded. Second baseman has it, throw to first, and that's going to be out, with the stretch. So one double there, but left on, he could not advance, So with one out, the one-out double goes unadvanced, and no runners, or one runner left on base. After 3 innings, it's 1-0 Tufts over Trinity. So now we'll head to the top of the 4th. Langdon coming back for his 4th inning of work. And yeah, just kind of so what we were talking about before at the mound visits, instituted in baseball to solve the pace of play issues. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a productive way to do it? Do you think they're kind of attacking the wrong beast?
I'm not really a big fan of change when it comes to something like baseball. So rules like that, I think they're kind of just silly, but I don't necessarily mind it that much. I don't really have a problem with the length of the game right now. I think it's fine as it is, but there is a new generation who, they like to have a lot of action quickly, so I suppose it could potentially speed up the game. You know, the problem is with these younger pitchers that you see entering the MLB, you know, they're going to have a lot of butterflies out there on the mound. They're going to need a lot of coaching, and there's going to be a lot of times in games where, you know, the coach is going to have to go out there, and if he's already used his mound visits on other pitchers that aren't this young guy, you know, he's just out of luck.
Yeah, I agree with you about not wanting baseball. I think a lot of other people do too, but we'll see how the mound visits work this year in baseball. But we'll get back to our own game.
Yeah, it's certainly impractical to have in this game here with all these young guys. You know, I think it's just let the guys learn from their coaches. And
no, for sure. And the wind now's gusting back up again. Here's the pitch. 1-1 pitch on Brendan Pierce. Pierce walked his first time up and then advanced on a hit and run soon after. That pitch is in there for a strike. So 1-2. That pitch a bit outside. Count is 2-2. Scoreboard has it at 2-3, but
I don't think that's really possible.
Unless the rules have changed in the last.
Trying to slow down the game a little bit, get more strikes.
Went around there. Umpire rings him up. So Pierce goes down on strikes.
Excellent pitch there by Langdon, taking some off that one, absolutely fooling Pierce. You know, he's pounding the zone with fastballs. And they came in with that looping curve.
Number 17 is right fielder Christian Orsini.
Christian Orsini comes up. He was part of the hit and run from earlier. A single that advanced in motion Pierce. That's coming by us actually, but it won't make it that far. Oh, and Day. Well, apologies, I totally misread that one. The wind blew it back into the field of play. It looked like it was on its way out, but Day there making a heads-up play, and that's going to be out number 2.
Yeah, it's such a good job by Ryan Day, as we've been talking about throughout the entire broadcast. This wind is really going to play with these balls that are in the air. And that one just went straight up and absolutely did probably moved a good, 15, 20 feet in the air, side to side. Day doing a good job to track it all the way. With limited space over there at the backstop, made the grab.
So now 2 away, and Thronson at the plate. That's in there for a strike. Thronson, today's catcher for Trinity, struck out his first time up with runners on second and third. Langdon coming in. Grounds that one. Langdon running for it. Up the line, and that's going to be out. So nice, easy inning there for Langdon. 3 up, 3 down. His first 1-2-3 inning. So we're now through 3.5, and Tufts up 1-0.
No men left on base. Score at the end of 3.5.
Yeah, we're seeing Langdon get really comfortable there after that rocky first inning. He's really settled down, attacking batters early. And as a result, he's having a lot of success, getting some ground ball outs there, and not really giving up a lot of hits.
So now through 3.5 innings. Trying to remember my NESCAC doubleheader rules. I think the second game might actually be 9 innings.
I think you're right about that.
So apologies on that one. So even more baseball, which is never a bad thing. At least that's my opinion. So I just on the subject of the pop-up from before, I'm trying to remember one of our broadcasters, I think it might have been 2 years ago, caught a ball actually that came up and to our booth. I think it was Andrew McMillan, one of our top baseball broadcasters and a housemate of mine. But yeah, that's the time I remember somebody caught a ball.
Did he have a mitt, or did he just go with his bare hands?
I feel like he had a mitt.
That is a very Andrew McMillan
He
thing.
always. We went to a baseball game recently. He brought a mitt, so
Nice,
he's always prepared. I always think it's a good idea to bring a mitt to games, but then you get to the game or you're ready to go and you're like, do I really want to carry around a mitt?
Especially when you're sitting there and you want to especially in today's society when you're on your phone for a little bit, when you're eating food, it's like when you have a mitt on, you have one hand already preoccupied, but.
Yeah, no, the mitt is definitely an inconvenience. So now we'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Olsen back on the mound. That's going to be a little bit low. 1-0. On Malcolm Nachmanoff. Big cut there. Nachmanoff, the Tufts DH today. Senior outfielder, batting .405 with a homer, 12 RBI. So really one of the powerhouse hitters in this lineup, having a good year so far. And definitely a swinger. So takes big cuts, or at least we've seen them so far this game.
Yeah, Olsen really laying off something, or taking something off his pitches right now. Not really pounding the zone fastballs right now. A little bit surprised by that. Maybe he's just been setting him up. Let's see what he does here with 2 strikes.
That was a borderline pitch, not going to be called a strike.
There's that fastball that I just alluded to.
It's 2-2 count on Nachmanoff. That's a grounder to Trinity shortstop. Throw to first in time. That's 1 away for Tufts. Here comes Ryan Dawes. He was hit by a pitch and back in the second inning and ultimately came around to score the lone Tufts run so far. So yeah, that was about as easy as a hit by pitch could be, right in the backside of the butt area, so very padded. I don't think he was complaining too much as he crossed the plate. Sometimes you gotta take one for the team. That pitch is gonna be in there for a strike. Next pitch, little bit low. So 1-1 on Ryan Dawes.
It's good to see these Tufts batters taking some pitches.
That was high.
Be patient, and I don't know. Have we had a walk today?
For Tufts, I don't believe so. Possibly, but I think not so far. Usually this Tufts team's pretty patient. They haven't taken a lot of pitches, and that one's well out of play in the parking lot. Dangerous spot to be walking for fans.
You know, I used to go to Binghamton Mets games as a kid, and I remember it was kind of a similar setup. The parking lot was just outside of the stadium, so every single time a ball would go out of play, a little ad for some car insurance company would play, and they're like, "Oh, you have a smashed windshield? Well, come on right down the road and spend some money with us."
That is smart branding.
Absolutely.
2-2 count now on Dawes. Here's the pitch. That is not strike 3. Looked good. Sometimes hard to tell from our side angle. But 3-2 count now.
Certainly would be nice to have an angle right behind home plate, or maybe a bird's eye view like they do in the MLB. But alas,
yeah, we're lucky to have we're lucky to have the angle they give us. And Dawes is lucky to have the third baseman miss that dive, and he'll pick up a single. That's Tufts' 5th hit of the day.
Yeah, that one just out of the stretched hands of Reinish. Unlucky for him. Kind of a slow bouncer, but just unable to get over there.
So 2 hits two times reached on base for Dawes. And he'll be looking to score another Tufts run as Ryan Day comes to the plate. Day had a single earlier. That one down. That's going to be a ball.
I really like Olsen's mix of off-speed stuff.
1-0 count now. Dawes dances off first but doesn't go. It's going to be 2-0 now. Both pitchers really doing a good job of mixing up off-speed and pitches and really keeping the hitters off balance. Certainly a pitching duel so far through 3.5 innings. 2-0. That's inside, so 3 straight balls by Olsen. The 3-0 count now on Dawes.
You know, Day's got a bit of power at the plate. You could give him a 3-0 hit sign. I think with Olsen's kind of lacking control right now, I'd be more tempted to have Day just take a pitch, see if he can get 2 men on right here.
Here's 3-0. That one's a strike. Day started to make for first. Delayed strike call there. But it's going to be 3-1 now. Bats in there. So Olsen now working back from 3-0 has run the count full. Day now probably looking to try to swing at something. A little patient there. Fouls that one back, takes a big cut. That's going to go into the backfield. So we'll do it again, 3-2 with 1 out. You can hear the commuter rail in the background. It always reminds me of the Seattle Mariners Safeco Field. You got the train in the background making a lot of noise there. Or even at Yankee Stadium, there's a train. That's low, so Day works his walk. So the Yankees stay at the subway train going by. We have our very own commuter rail to and from Boston, headed through the Medford area. It's a little
wonder if that was the
ambiance.
first comparison of Huskins Field to Yankee Stadium.
Maybe. So JP Knight now comes up. He batted in the second inning with 2 on, but grinded to a double play. Mound visit here.
That was a good at-bat there by Ryan Day. You know, Olsen came back to work the count full, as that's going to be Olsen's last batter, is going to have a pitching change for Trinity.
So Olsen pitched 3 1/3 innings there. Gave up 1 run, 5 hits, a walk, hit by pitch. Pretty decent outing for him, considering probably on a limited pitch count. He didn't throw too many pitches, so I'd imagine there's a preset pitch count or such. But he'll be taken out of the game. The runners on base are his responsibility, so his line could look a little worse by the time this inning's over. Number 9, Alex Hurst is going to be pitching for Trinity. So he will come in relief of Olsen. Alex Hurst, a sophomore, pitched 8 innings so far. Hasn't given up a run, so having a pretty good pretty good season. 1 win in 4 games. Hasn't started, so he's been a reliever. And he will be looking to wriggle out of Olsen's jam. So Olsen, a freshman pitcher with a 2.77 ERA on the season, assuming these runners don't come around to score, which is not an easy assumption, but had a pretty good outing. What did you see from him that you liked? What did you see that was a little problematic?
Yeah, I was absolutely impressed with his stuff. Like you mentioned, I guess we should see how this inning plays out. But by and large, he really had a good mix of stuff. With the off-speed stuff peppered in with some fastballs, really keeping the Tufts hitters honest. And you mentioned he's such a young kid here for Trinity. That's a bright piece going forward for them.
Yeah, definitely was able to get lots of ground balls. And as we said before, sometimes the ground balls slip through, but sometimes as got the big double play on Knight in the second inning, which really could have made a bad inning worse. It wasn't a bad inning, but it was looking to be that way. Escaping with 1 run wasn't the worst outcome.
Yeah, I think the one thing he really needs to work on is control. As gave up a walk, hits batsman. Excuse me. Really, the only hard hit ball was that Justin Mills double down the left field line.
So now Knight coming in to bat. Takes a big cut on that one. Did ground to the double play earlier. Hoping to avoid a similar outcome here. The 0-1 count now on Knight. Herbst checks Dawes back. Just making sure he's not running or doesn't get too big of a lead, doesn't get too comfortable.
Come on, JP. Go 2.
Here's the pitch. That's bounce. That gets away. Runners will advance as Thronson cannot handle that pitch. Gets to the backstop, and now a much better situation. Second and third, 1 out for JP Knight.
Not that would have made a difference there, but Dawes was a little hesitant to go at first. Didn't really see if the ball had skipped away, but that backstop's so far away from home plate that you can pretty much just walk there on a pass ball.
Yeah, there's really no chance or very small chance of the ball bouncing back to you. Here's the pitch. That's low. So 2-1, favorable count now for Knight.
Yeah, especially with that chain link fence back there, you see at some parks they've got like brick behind home plate or something that'll let the ball bounce back. If it hits that chain link fence, it's just going to stop right there.
That's a foul ball coming our way. That was definitely a lot closer, and the Trinity first baseman cannot make that catch. So right by the Tufts dugout, and just kind of slid in the gravel there.
Yeah, tough there play for Johnny Stellanos, the first baseman. That one really swirling made that one definitely much of a tougher play than it may appear.
Would have been a huge second out, but now we'll have to do it again. 2-2 now to Knight. Second and third.
Come on, 2.
1 out. Here's the pitch. That's driven to right. Back. And that's going to be a catch. Should be a sacrifice fly. Dawes tags. That's going to be a sac fly for JP Knight. So RBI there, productive out. And it's 2-0 Tufts, and the pass ball becomes huge, as does the dropped pop right there. So 2 big Trinity misplays or plays they couldn't convert, and that's going to lead to another Tufts run.
Yeah, that's big. If your Tufts take advantage of the miscues, get a couple free runs across the board.
And that's just let's just take advantage of the little things too, because it really wasn't, it wasn't an egregious error, egregious have errors, but just 2 small things that led to a run. So now we'll have 2 outs, and Casey Santos Ocampo comes to the plate. He had an RBI single in the first inning, was caught stealing to end the inning, but made a positive contribution before that.
I'm sure you can see on the broadcast Herbst's pants. One really picking up right now.
Bounces it in there. And Herbst really has to be careful, because any pass ball is going to let Day come home and score. Santos Ocampo picked up his RBI single in the second with 2 outs, so see if we can do some 2-out hitting again. It's always a backbreaker for a team when you get especially double play at the other inning, and then you think you're almost out of the woods, but they make you pay with a well-timed 2-out hit. Swing there by Santos Ocampo.
Yeah, he was not expecting that. Very fooled on that pitch in the dirt.
So 2-1 now.
Yeah, I don't mind that on a 2-0 count. If you think something's coming, you can get a good, you can put the barrel on the ball. That's going to result in a run for sure.
Here's the pitch. That's bounced up there again. Now 3-1 on Santos Ocampo. Zazali on deck. Here's the pitch. Bounced again, and so Santos Ocampo draws a 2-out walk. So another tough base runner, and Zazali will be coming to the plate with 2 on and 2 out.
Batter, the second baseman, number 3, Christian Zazali.
Zazali looking to tack on another run for Tufts here to a big 2-out situation.
Yeah, Herb's struggling with his control early on here. If I'm Zazali, I'm probably just going to take until he throws me a strike.
Yeah, really struggling to find the plate here.
It's not even just finding the zone, he's struggling to get the ball over the plate.
A lot of bounce pitches so far. So Trinity pitchers have struggled, both Olsen and Herbst have struggled a little bit with control, and Tufts has taken advantage. That's going to be in there for a strike. 0-1 on Zazali.
Come on, 3.
Swings through that one. 0-2. So 0-2, 2 outs, 2 on for Tufts. Big pitcher here for Herbst. Wind really picking up here. Ball down. Give me 1-2.
I nearly knocked over one of our cameras I just saw. Zali's got a really good stance at the plate there, pretty compact. You know, not a lot of moving parts.
Grounds that one. That's going to trickle foul. That's the thing with the wind. I mean, you really never know. Like, you could say the wind has died down, but it's easy, very easily comes back.
The wind is just part of life here at Tufts University. You know, if you're a prospective student thinking about coming to Tufts, if you hate the wind, then you might not want to come over here. But we've gotten used to it over the years.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Especially when it gets hotter. You know, the wind is. We love to get some wind, nice little breeze.
1-2. Oh, and that's going to be a foul or hit by pitch. Some confusion right now.
I think the umpire is calling him back. Clearly got to Zali.
So the question is, did the umpire think it hit his finger and the bat, or does the umpire just think it hit the bat?
Well, I think confusion. It's very clear that it hit his finger. You know, Zali's not going to have that kind of reaction. Even if you're trying to sell that you got hit on the finger, you know, he was clearly in a bit of pain there.
Yeah.
I guess umpire is going to ask for some help from the first base umpire. The entire crew's going to get together. Yeah, I guess his reasoning was, you know, probably hit the knob of the bat first, then his finger, but let's see what the crew thinks.
Definitely hard to tell from up here, but certainly his finger, and you know, the sound, it's hard to tell the sound. You don't really have good audio, but...
Yeah, me personally, I thought it just hit his finger, but...
We'll see what they think. Little conference. I think they're going to stand with their original ruling here. So Zali does not benefit. He's still at the plate and in a little bit of pain too. We'll do it again, the 1-2 pitch. Here comes Herbst. That's going to be a ball.
Boy, the entire Trinity bench saw that they got him rung up there.
So Zali, 2-2 count now with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one straight back. So really, really working here, battling.
Yeah, real good at bat here by Zali, making Herbst throw some pitches.
We'll do it again, the 2-2, 2 outs, 2 on. Here's the pitch. That's low, so Zali now worked the count full. Really battling here.
Yeah, and the runner on first should be in motion here. Full count, 2 outs.
All runners should be in motion. We'll see what the outcome is, but any hit into the gap should score 2.
With nobody on second, I think Dave's going to have to hold up there at third.
That's a drive into the outfield. Back, 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 and that's going to find grass. Both runners were scored. Zali motors into second. 2 RBI double there. He's pumped up. Tufts now at 4-0, and what an at-bat. Zali down early, really battling there. Came back from a few close calls and just got a pitch he could handle and sent it into left center field.
Yeah, absolutely. Worked the count, and you know, he was upset at first that he thought he got hit and should be on first base. Well, I'm sure he's going to take that result over a free trip to first any day of the week. Excellent at bat there by Zali.
And that's one of those at bats that really could change the complexion of a game. You know, you go from 2 on and you know, getting out of an inning potentially to now 2 more runs at the on the board and finding yourself in a 4-0 hole. So really, really great at bat there by Zali, and from the 9 hole, making a huge impact.
Yeah, and 2 pitches before that, as I mentioned, the entire Trinity bench thought that they had Zali rung up on strikes, but you know, obviously that's not the case, and Tufts out to this 4-0 lead.
We'll see mound visit here. It's going to be a pitching change, a mid-at-bat pitching change. So Herbst, not the best outing for him. Gave up a couple of runs, although 2 of them will be credited to Olsen. Only the second trail runner on the RBI double was Herbst, but found himself in some trouble there and just couldn't make his pitch. So I always find it strange, a mid at bat pitching change. You don't see it too frequently, but obviously Trinity coach saw something he didn't like and didn't want to waste any more time or put Trinity in a deeper hole, so he quickly acted.
Yeah, you certainly don't see them very often, but it could be, you know, walking 12. Suppose when you do walk 12. That one, this guy's that's left field. So tired, but not before Tufts tacks on a few more runs on the board. A big 2-out double by Christian Zazali, playing a pair.
1 runner left on base.
And Tufts has jumped out to a 4-0 lead.
Tufts 4, Trinity nothing.
So Trinity gonna need to start scratching some runs across the board soon if they want to get back in this ball game. They're having a bit of a team meeting there over by their dugout, trying to rally the troops. Obviously, this is not ideal for them. Down 4 runs midway through the game, but still a lot of baseball to be played. And obviously, this is a good team. They've taken the first 2 games in the series. They were looking for the sweep today. Tufts obviously looking to salvage at least 1 game.
9-1-2.
Spencer Langdon's still out there, going out for his 5th inning of work. He's looked very impressive after a bit of a rocky first inning, but he's settled down nicely after his team got him the lead. Langdon's done a real good job just attacking the strike zone. And you can hear from the Tufts bench that they want him to keep throwing those strikes, make the batter, make contact.
Leading on for the Bantams, number 2, the third baseman, Ben Reinisch.
Ben Reinisch going to lead off the inning for Trinity. Saw a little bit of action there at third base earlier on that ball that just out of his reach to the left side. But here he is looking to start a little bit of a rally here for the Bantams. Up at the letters for ball 1. That one low below the knees, ball 2. If I'm Reinisch, got to get base runners to start coming back. I think I'm going to take until Langdon throws me a strike. Dips in the zone for strike 1. 2-1 the count to the junior Reinisch. Good pitch there by Langdon, catching the inside corner, even in the count at 2.
Come on, Spence.
Beautiful pitch there by Langdon, just dropping it in the zone for strike 3. Catching Reinisch looking. Boy, really took something off of that pitch. And I think Reinisch was just frozen.
First baseman, number 13, Johnny Stamatis.
Lefty Johnny Stamatis digging into the box now. Keeps throwing strikes. 0-1. Oh, misses off the plate. 1-1 the count.
Come on, Spence.
Plate. Langdon falls behind a batter for a rare occasion. 2-1.
Come on, 1-5.
Stamatis hits one right into the glove of Christian Zazali. Quick 2 outs there for Langdon. Unlucky there for Stamatis. Made decent contact. Unable to get a lot of power behind it, but Christian Salih was at the right place at the right time. Here's Matt Toth. 2 outs. In the top of the 5th. Now it's popped up into shallow left, going out of play now, and that's going to end the inning. So a very quick inning there for Spencer Langdon, giving up no hits, no runs, nobody left on base for Trinity.
For Trinity in the 5th inning, no runs, no hits, no jumbo errors, and none left on base.
So we head to the bottom of the 5th after a very quick inning of work by Langdon. Tufts looking to continue to pad their lead here up by 4.
So coming back to the mound will be Matt Barsemian. Quickly got out of the jam in the other inning. So looking to shut down Tufts. And big inning there for Langdon. Really, as I was saying before, it's most important when your offense puts up a few runs to just get them back to the plate. And with a huge hit such as Azali's double there, this offense wants to keep hitting and keep flexing their power. 4-0 lead after the first 2 games. They know that no lead is really safe, and they want to build the lead as much as possible. So we'll see if they can do that here.
Yeah, if you're Trinity, I mean, you need to have good pitching to keep your team in the game, but you also got to get some runs across the board. I mean, the scoreboard over there shows that Bantams only have 2 hits all day. That's not going to get the job done if you're trying to come back from a 4-run deficit.
So now coming to the plate will be
the third baseman, number 6, Boomer Saraga.
Boomer Saraga. He hit that scorching line drive back to Olsen earlier, so robbed of a hit up the middle. Saraga, a powerful senior infielder, playing third base today. That's going to be a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounder to second base there. Nice easy throw. And Saraga grounds out. So 1 away.
Just not a lot of good contact on that pitch. Kind of just floated out to second baseman. Easy toss, and 1 away.
Now John Michella, the first baseman here.
Waiting for the Jumbos, the first baseman, number 16, John Michella.
First baseman Michella at the plate now. Here's the pitch. That's a little outside. Barsemian really attacking here. Exactly the right man for Trinity to bring in to try to stop the bleeding. So he just wants to keep it scoreless for this inning. Here's the pitch. That's high.
And you see the somewhat sporadic control that I'm sure has led to his 12 walks going into this afternoon's contests. In danger of giving up another one here behind the hitter, 3-0.
Fits the classic flamethrower, can't really control his stuff. So powerful when you can wield it effectively. That one's in there for a strike. 2-1. 3-1, apologies. That one fouled right back over the backstop. 3-2. Full count now on Michella. Line drive down the right field line. Michella's going for 2. And he will be in there with a double. So nice 1-out hitting there from Michella. Scorches a right field first of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Right over the first baseman's glove. Ball drops in the zone for strike.
Come on now. Come on now. Hey, Mal, hey, Sep.
Mal. Let's go, man. Let's go, Mal. Come on, Sam. Let's go, Mal. Let's go, kid.
Big cut through that.
Come on, Sam. Come on, Sam.
0-2.
Hey, now you know. By the way, Mal. Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam. Hey, Mal. Sam. Hey, Sam. Come on, kid. Hey, Mal. Real Mal. Come on, 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 Mal. Run. What? Okay, just stay on. All right. Come on, Ryan. Pick us up, baby.
The shortstop, number 8, Ryan Dawes.
Here comes the shortstop, Ryan Dawes. So now with 2 away.
Hey, Ocho, come on, man. Jaws, let's go with 2, Jaws.
Trying to bring in this run for Tufts.
Let's go, hey. Come on, babe. Come on now, kid. Come on, hey,
Dawes was hit by a pitch earlier
come on, baby. Come on, Jaws. Hey.
and also hit a single, so he's been on base twice today.
Hey, right on. Come on, baby. Come on, kid. Come on, Jaws. Come on, Jaws. Hey, right on.
1-0 on Dawes.
Let's go, 8. Come on, 8. Hey, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Come on, man. Come on, Dawsy. What do you say, 8?
Simeon's got to throw some strikes here. Obviously, you don't want to give Dawes something that he can really drive, but you got to attack the zone.
Fouled back and out of play. So 1-1.
Come on, baby. Go, Dawser. Baby, come on now. Come on, 8. Hey, Jaws. Hey, Jaws. Come on, kid. Come on, 8. Come on, Jaws.
Here's the 1-1. That one's way out there. Catcher has to jump up for it. So 2-1 now. A little bit of the wildness coming through.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit rattled. He's a little rattled right now. He needs to get back his confidence. You know, if he can get this batter out here, that'd be big for him.
2-1 count now. That one's a little low. 3-1. So Barsimian dangerously close to putting 2 on for Ryan Day.
And already down by 4. You know, you can't really let this one slip away any further. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Barsimian's last batter if he walks him.
That's low. So there's a walk to Ryan Dawes. It looks like he'll be Barsimian will be staying in for right now.
Pitcher number 23, Ryan Day.
Ryan Day coming to the plate.
Yeah, it looked like nobody was warming up in the Trinity bullpen, but now it looks like someone will be going over there to get loose. If I'm seeing correctly, that was number 21, Dan Marini. He's going to be warming up in the pen.
Come on, Ryan.
So Barsimian will be on a short leash here with Ryan Day at the plate.
Day hit a single and walked, so he's been on base twice. 0-1 pitch there.
Come on, Ryan. Come on, kid. Let's go 2-3. Come on, Jay. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan.
Here's the 0-1. Dropped in there, so 0-2. Day will have to protect the plate.
That was a good pitch there by Barsimian.
In the bottom of the 5th inning here, Tufts up 4-0. 2 on, looking to expand their lead here. 2 outs and an 0-2 count on Ryan Day. Here comes the pitch. That's grounded down the first base line. First baseman has a beat on it, and he'll step on the base and end the inning. So for Tufts, 2 runners left on base, no runs scored. And we're through 5 innings here at Huskins Field. Jumbos are up 4-0 in the final game of this doubleheader. So Barsimian flirting with damage, flirting with disaster, ultimately works out of it. So there's a lot of you know, pitchers who are kind of like that, like effectively wild, I think would be the phrase.
He certainly needed that out there.
So Langdon coming back in. He's now in inning number 6 and really having a great outing today. He's only given up 2 hits, no runs, looking to keep it going. What have you liked today from Langdon? What's been the most impressive part of his performance for you?
Well, I think we all but after This team got him an early lead. He really settled down, found his confidence, and he's been attacking the zone ever since. Throwing a lot of strikes, and with every out he gets, it just seems like his stuff's getting better and better. Really keeping hitters honest with a mix of stuff. Pounding the zone at times with fastball before taking something off of it. Alternatively, sometimes he just comes out with a couple off-speed pitches and then really goes at the hitter to strike him out. But yeah, Langdon's looked very impressive on the mound today.
So he'll be back for inning number 6 of work.
And of course, it's big when we have these double headers. Try and conserve your bullpen, conserve all your pitchers, keep everybody well rested. Every team needs a pitcher like
Avon, Connecticut before. I have to, give a quick shout out because he's watching to my brother, who I'm texting right now. He's letting me know that I'm way too close to the mic, so I'm trying to adjust here, bring it back a little bit. So thanks for watching, Chris, and thanks for everyone out there supporting us, watching. We're excited to bring a full slate of baseball to you this season. Just kicking off this weekend, and for the rest of the spring, as long as we're here at school and there's baseball to be played, we'll be covering it. So now for Trinity, will be Matt Koperniak, the third hitter. He grounded to first in his last at-bat.
Trinity could really use a nice inning here. Maybe knock Langdon out of this game, get a couple of runs across the board.
Grounded. That's going to stay off the foot. It's going to stay fair. It was fair. But off the foot, it makes it a foul ball.
It's funny, he literally hit it right down at his foot and just took a straight line all the way, basically down to first.
Yeah, if that was a fair ball, that would have been a fair ball by a very small margin. Here comes the next pitch. In there for a strike. So 1-2 now on Koperniak. Here's the pitch. Grounded up the middle, and that's going to get by Cesali there. So third Trinity hit of the day. It's going to be leading off the top of the 6th inning here.
Yeah, and that's just what they need. A good job there by Koperniak, because now, Langdon's got to have him in the back of his mind over there at first base. And if they can get another base runner, all of a sudden, Langdon's really got to be careful.
Yeah, 4-0 is not an insurmountable lead. An uninsurmountable lead, I should say. So, still plenty of baseball left to be played, and Langdon's got plenty left to give here. We'll see how he does. Throws over to first, trying to keep Koperniak honest. Wasn't running. And looks over again. Might have been thinking about it that time. Almost caught him leaning.
Yeah, that was a close one. I wish we had a little instant replay there, because Koperniak was clearly looking down when Langdon threw that one over, nearly got him.
Here comes the pitch. Bounced up there. 1-0. Throws again. So really trying to keep Koperniak from running, keeping him stable there on the bases.
I think a 4-run lead in baseball is kind of an awkward lead, because game plan can be a couple different things.
That's fouled back.
On one hand, you have a nice lead, but you can't just let the game go and kind of take it easy, because you load the bases, time runs at the plate. At the same time, though, you don't really have to worry about giving up a run here or there. You just gotta stay focused and know that you have a nice lead, but you just can't be too comfortable.
Langdon certainly still trying to attack here. Doesn't want to take anything for granted. Facing 4, 5, 6 coming up in the Trinity order. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Throws over again. Again, Koperniak dives back in time. Here's the pitch. That's a little inside. So 2-1 count. Somebody playing toss in the Tufts bullpen, so it might be time to start thinking about Langdon's fatigue level here. Still looking good, but and hits Forgione there. So now things starting to get a little hairy for Langdon. 2 on, nobody out.
And
The batter is the second baseman, number 1, Cooper Mooney.
Cooper Mooney comes to the plate, and Langdon might get a little more time here. Jared just to get someone ready at the very least.
this is exactly what Trinity needs. 2 base runners. This could be the start of a nice little rally here. Mooney batting .275 on the season. He's got 5 RBIs.
Langdon now facing a little bit of trouble. That's low. And now Day wants to talk to Langdon.
Yeah, this is really his first real test of the day since that first inning that we saw. He looked so good, and you see Ryan Day there just giving him a pound on the back saying, come on, let's go get this guy. So with nobody out here.
1-0 pitch coming in from Langdon.
Come on, Spence.
That's fouled back. It's going to go past the Trinity bleacher section and out of play. 1-1 pitch now from Langdon. Biggest moment here in the game for him. Really hasn't struggled too much. Had a couple of quick innings, but now facing a little bit of trouble here. Here's the pitch. Grounded to first, could be 2. There's 1, on to first, and he slips and the throw gets away. So what looked like it could be a double play instead now leads to a Trinity run as Koperniak comes around to score. The throw might not have gotten to first, but the slipped foot there ensured that it wouldn't arrive anyway, and Trinity has their first run on the board.
Yeah, boy, that's a tough one if you're Tufts. You clearly had 2, but Michello was the one who made the toss a second, and then it was really a race between him and Langdon to the base. I don't think Michello realized how much time that he had, and he just was kind of backtracking, wasn't turned around trying to get to the base, and just slipped.
So Tufts error there. So they erase one of the runners, but he still got a runner on first now, 1 out. Langdon in, still facing Brendan Pierce. Pierce has walked and struck out in his 2 at-bats. So a no contact day so far for Pierce. Langdon behind 1-0 on Pierce. Here's the pitch. That one's low as well. 2-0.
1 pitch away. Come on, baby. Let's go, baby.
Langdon's just gotta stay focused here. You know, ground ball to one of your infielders, that could be just the end of the inning. Gotta limit the damage here.
Here comes the pitch. That's in there for a strike, so big pitch there. 2-1.
Go, 1 pitch away, kid. Against it. Go, Spence. Come on, Spence. 5.
Throw over. He's safe.
That one was very close. Hey, you gotta love how aggressive Langdon is. Constantly checking the runners at first. Yeah, maybe you get lucky one time and get one. And that's just that's a free out pretty much.
That's struck to center field. Center fielder got it, and that is 2 outs now. So Langdon 1 batter away from working out of a little jam here. Batter's going to be Christian Orsini.
Number 17, Christian
He's playing left
Orsini.
field for Trinity. He's singled, and he popped up to Ryan Day. They were very athletic play by Day earlier on.
Good pitch there on that last at bat by Langdon, keeping the ball low in the zone, and Pierce just got way under that one, skied it straight to center.
Swing and swing. I think that was fouled. So it bounced off Day.
Yeah, it must have. That was a strange angle. It seemed like Day was looking up, thinking that the ball might have been popped up.
Yeah, nobody really was sure where that one was, but strike all the same. It's 0-1. That's in the dirt. 1-1.
Now we saw Olsen kind of attacking the zone up high at times. Langdon's really kept it down low, not giving these hitters a chance to really make significant contact.
Swings through that one. 1-2. So 1-2 now. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Langdon trying to get out of this inning. Swings and tips that one. So Cooper Mooney has to go back to first. Sets for the 1-2 again. Swings it, fouls that one back.
Which is interesting to see after all those throwovers by Langdon. Mooney's still looking to run. With 2 appearances. Bit of an interesting motion as you see there from Marini. Really reaches down low. And it's going to be J.P. Knight leading things off here for Tufts. For Tufts it'll be Knight, Santos Ocampo, and then Zali. As first pitch from Marini is in there for a strike.
So Knight at the plate now. Grounded into a double play and hit a sac fly before. That's in there for a strike. That's strike 3, so Knight down 1-2-3 very quickly, and they'll be 1 away.
Yeah, but it has to know that swing. I wonder if that one was in the zone already, or if he was called on going around, but nonetheless, 1 down.
Santos Ocampo now coming to the plate. RBI single his first time up and walked his second time up, so been on base twice today.
Come on now, Case.
Fouls that one back. 0-1.
And you see there, Marini's got his high socks on there. What do you think that style? You more of a high sock guy or?
I love the high socks, the stirrups. Bring back the old, style. I'm a fan of it. I appreciate when people wear their socks high. That's going to be in there.
I'm certainly a fan of it. You don't necessarily see it as much in today's game as you used to, but I think it's certainly a good look.
But definitely, you notice when people do it. I don't know.
You see some players on the field do it more, but it's the pitchers who usually just wear the pants over them. But
we got the two side. You got the high socks as third baseman over there shows, and then the stirrups as pitcher, first baseman, or second baseman shows. That's gonna be a hit for Ocampo. So he is 3 for 3 in reaching base. He has 2 hits and a walk as well. So a bug just flew into my eye. So.
Well, Zazali had a big at-bat last time out, driving in 2 with an RBI double. Helped extend this lead to 4.
Biggest at-bat, I'd say, of this game.
Absolutely.
Just looking through the Trinity roster, there's actually a player named Alex Rodriguez. Sorry, that's kind of off topic. As Santos Ocampo goes to second. Thought that's kind of humorous. It's certainly a baseball name if I've ever heard one.
So now Zazali has a runner in scoring position, looking to tack onto his RBI total on the day.
So Marini now, 1-0 count with Zazali at the plate. Santos Ocampo at second. That's in there. They strike now 1-1 on Zazali.
Come on, Zaz. Come on, Walt. Come on, Zaz. Come on, Z. No one. Come on, Z. Let's go, Z. Come on, Zaz. Come on, Z. Come on, now, hey, Z. Come on, Zaz.
Here comes Marini. Bounces that one up there. 2-1.
I don't know if you're really looking closely, but if you take a look at Marini's motion, what do you think about it? I'm trying to think if I've ever seen anything comparable to it. He really reaches down low and then whips his arm around.
Let me, let's see. Take a closer look here. That's a drive to left field. Left field's got a beat on it. And that's going to be 2 outs. Yeah, it seems like he has a very quick snapping motion with his arm. Definitely interesting. Seems like, I don't know, that doesn't seem like a motion conducive to keeping a healthy arm. But, you know, whatever works. That's kind of the thing I love about baseball. Like, you know, in many other sports, you're told to do something a very certain way. But baseball, there's just so many ways to do the same thing.
Yeah, there's so much more variation, I guess. Like, when you think about the NBA, you more or less have to shoot the ball the same way. Sure, guys have their own little different styles, as Mills digs in the box here.
Or such as football, where you really have things drawn out for you, and you're just kind of, you know, not that many players in football have that much freedom to do what they want. But baseball, you know, as long as you find something that works, you're usually pretty set. No one's going to tell you how to change. So that's going to be low. Throw to second. Santos Ocampo strayed a little too far. 1-1. That's going to be a strike.
It's a big out here for Marini if he can get it.
Come on, Mills. Come on, Mills. Come on, Mills.
Swing and a miss. Had Mills there looking foolish with that, just kind of a little wave off balance.
Tufts in the 6th inning, no runs, 1 hit.
So nice inning there from Marini. Besides the Santos Ocampo single and pass ball, Marini kept people off the bases, and he turns this over to the 7th inning. So it's 4-1 Tufts over Trinity, and we're gonna get a new pitcher for Tufts. 6 solid innings for Langdon as we try to see who is pitching.
Yeah, if you're Tufts, you have to be very happy with that performance by Langdon on the second half of this doubleheader. You know, this is just what you need. Keep the guys rested. That's a very solid performance by, you know, a young up-and-comer on this program.
Yeah, really just seemed in control the whole time. Even the innings where, you know, he bent a little bit. You know, it seemed like the wheels might be coming off, such as that last inning. He really turned it around and turned a shaky inning into a good one. And we're going to get a freshman pitcher now. It's Owen Copps. He will be relieving Langdon. He's pitched 3 games this year. 9 innings, giving up 6 runs. So that's a 6 ERA. Always easy when the pitchers have pitched 9 innings
exactly.
for the ERA calculations. So 9 more outs for Tufts to get and salvage the last game of this doubleheader and avoid a series sweep. And so they'll turn to Copps, the freshman, to start for them, or start getting that done for them. And it would be a pretty big boost in confidence for just a clean last half of last third of the game for the Tufts pitchers. Some pitching struggles have led to 2 losses earlier today and yesterday, but today, if all things considered so far, a very good pitching performance. We'll see if the bullpen can make it stand. So Copps will be facing, first up will be, I think a pinch hitter for Trinity, I want to say, as there was no number 19 playing earlier.
Now pinch hitting for the Bantams, number 19, Connor Snyder.
Connor Snyder will enter the game. Carter Snyder, apologies. Senior, who hasn't played that much this year.
Interesting batting stance here.
Very low to the ground. Fouls that one back. I always like the bat waggle too.
Oh yeah, I did too. I mean, they tell you in today's game to keep everything as still as possible, but I'm a fan of it as well.
I think if I was a baseball player, I would do the bat waggle. Actually, well, I'll tell the story in a second. That's in there. I had a problem with I play a little bit of golf, and I had a problem with my golf swing because I think I was I'm such a fan of baseball. I think I was trying to make it like a baseball swing, and so I'm teeing off and getting ready for the drive, and I just was not keeping my swing there. I was not keeping my club head still. You want to keep it still. I think I was waggling it like the driver, and my dad's like, "What are you doing?" It's just the baseball mentality of keeping yourself loose. He's you definitely don't want to do that. You're just gonna off center yourself. And I fixed it, and it actually went a lot better. But sometimes when you hit a good golf drive, I feel that's the closest I'll get to playing baseball and hitting a good baseball swing.
Tyler Buckley also pinch hitting for Trinity.
That's a deep drive. Center fielder's got a beat on it there. So 2 quick outs.
Good start here for Copps. Yeah, I have a similar golf story. Basically, my first time playing on a 9-hole course. I was pretty decent with the wedges, but I'd never really gotten a good drive off. So I go up to the tee, take an absolute rip with the driver, and I come away, and I just have one hand on the club, and my dad's like, "You're not trying to be David Ortiz out here. You gotta have a nice composed swing." And I haven't played much golf since, so I'm not sure if I've really changed, but.
There's just something to having the ferocious backswing. I totally understand
that feeling
that.
when you absolutely crush a driver is just the best.
Yeah.
Something that I don't know if I've really ever experienced, but
the rare occasion that I do it, I just want to slam the club down, just walk back to the cart.
I'm not even trying to aim for the hole. I just want to hit as far as possible.
That's why it's fun to go to the driving range. Yeah, you just you crush it, and then you just feel good about yourself, and then you realize golf is so much more than that.
Yeah.
But we'll get back to the actual sport that we're covering here, baseball. As 3-0 count after 2 quick outs. Copps goes 3-0 on Stanatis, who flew out to left field his last time up.
Let's go, kid. Go, Copps. Let's go, baby. Come on,
3-0 count now. That's going to be a 4-pitch walk there. So 2 quick outs and now a base runner. And Matt Toth will be heading to the plate.
A bit of trouble here for Copps. Obviously, being a left-handed pitcher, he can really see the runner at first well. So if he's going to throw over, which he does right here, shouldn't be much of a problem.
So Toth today, grounded to shortstop his last time up. Trinity down 3 runs, running out of outs here, so trying to pick up something in this 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one. 0-1.
Of course, just being students here at Tufts University, we don't have too much insight on every single team in the NESCAC, but getting later in the game, I wonder if Stamatis has enough speed to maybe snag back here and get in scoring position, as they need every run that they can get.
With 2 outs, you have to think he's thinking about that. It's a little low. Of course, you might wait and see if Cops' command is might force him to second without having to run if he puts on Toth here. Here's the pitch coming in. That's a swing and a miss. 1-2 now. So 2 outs here. Stanatis on first, Toth at the plate. And Cops looking to end this top of the 7th for Tufts.
I wonder what the scouting report is on Toth as far as pulling the ball, because there's a lot of space out there in the field.
Grounds that one. Second baseman has a beat on it, and that will end the inning. So for Trinity, just the 1 walk, their only base runner, and he is left on base. We are halfway through the 7th inning here. It is 4-1 Tufts over Trinity. So time for the 7th inning stretch, although such festivities aren't really celebrated here.
We've been standing and stretching all game.
Yeah, that always in radio you have to explain everything that's happening. We don't really have to tell you guys. Really, we're just kind of the background audio. But if you're radio, we're relying on you for the main source of the action. So definitely an interesting exercise, especially for my first game, but a lot of fun.
I think this is actually, I'm a sophomore here. I think it's my first bat and ball sport, as the famous Bernie Birnbaum once said. I think this is my first one because every game that I signed up to do last year just got rained out. We had a lot of bad weather here in Medford early on last year, so good to finally have a nice sunny day for some ball.
So we'll be in the bottom of the 7th inning now. Boomer Saraga at the plate. Grounded to second base his last time up. 0-1 count on Saraga. That one comes in, but that's going to be a strike. Seemed a little delayed, but the ump finally called it.
Murray back out there for his 2nd inning of relief.
Hey, Boomer! Hey, Boomer!
Here comes the pitch.
Hey, Booms! Hey, Booms! Come on, Boom! Go, Boom! Come on, Boomer! Come on, 6!
Marini deals the 0-2. Tips that one back. Saraga just getting a piece of it. Saraga now will take the 0-2 again. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses. Ball in the dirt, but umpire says that Thronson held it, so no need to throw to first. That's a strikeout for Boomer Saraga, first out of the inning here.
Batting for Tufts, number 16, John Michelle.
Here comes John Michelle, the first baseman. Some defensive replacements for Trinity out here. Michelle hit a double his last time up. That ball in the dirt.
Behind the plate is number 30, Alex Rodriguez.
And Alex Rodriguez comes into the game. Things I thought I'd never say in a JumboCast broadcast. But here we are, and I'd like to see him get a chance to bat.
Boy, I'm sure he gets that all the time.
I mean, he probably enjoys, especially being a baseball player. You have to imagine, he likes it.
Of course, you being a Yankees fan, I'm sure you.
I have to.
I'm sure there are some people who would very much not like having that name playing baseball.
Well, now Alex Rodriguez
is a commentator now.
Yeah, Sunday Night Baseball. So I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a commentator. I'm really following his footsteps.
Alex Rodriguez. You might as well be.
I know. Someday I'll be third base for the New York Yankees. So just got to start playing baseball.
You know, one of my friends here at Tufts sent me a picture of a broadcast he was watching. I guess A-Rod was doing it, and apparently Jennifer Lopez just walked in the broadcast booth.
Yeah.
And he was like, J-Lo, why?
I heard, yeah, that's the celebrity romance, A-Rod and J-Lo. But A-Rod definitely found a second life for himself as a broadcaster, while Derek Jeter, you know, as the Marlins owner, getting
Just ruining Miami.
yeah. But as a Yankees fan, I'm not complaining about that. There's a pop up there to left field.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting seeing all these retired athletes who've had so much success in their sport transition to commentating. I mean, you saw Tony Romo do it in the NFL, and I think Romo got pretty good reviews overall. There were definitely times where Romo could just easily predict what was about to happen, and you just look at that, and a regular commentator, you know, no matter how much training you have, you just can't do that.
That ball grounded to the dugout. Yeah, I think really the difference for me between, you know, just a regular athlete and a good commentator athlete is just the intelligence. You could tell, like, Tony Romo really knows a lot about football. He's just well versed in all aspects of it. And A-Rod definitely the same way. You know, for all the trouble he had, the flack he got as, you know, when he was playing, nobody denied he was a very smart athlete, and it's definitely showing as a commentator. That's popped up. That's going to be back and out of play. And I definitely always think it's fun that you, like, hear, you know, these new athletes. I mean, everyone knows A-Rod or Tony Romo, but you learn about players that, you know, they might have been like role players or guys you didn't really know, but they come on the air and they're really good. I mean, Aaron Boone, you know, who had a very good stint as Sunday Night Baseball commentator, wasn't really the most well-known player aside from his one big home run, but that was a very good commentator. That's strike three. So just paying attention, looking, learning when you're playing definitely can help you later on.
Of course, like, for example, I'm a Mets fan, and the Mets broadcast booth is composed of Gary Cohn, who was just in broadcasting, and then you got Keith Hernandez and Ron Darling. And growing up a Mets fan, I just knew them as the Mets commentators. I didn't realize that they were, you know, part of the '86 World Series team. So it's good, you know, for the youth growing up to kind of learn about the game's past.
So now Malcolm Nakmanoff swings and misses at that pitch.
Marini's done a really good job here settling down, getting some good innings here in relief for Trinity.
Yeah, between him and Barsimian, you know, the trouble came with the end of Olson's outing and Alex Herbst's pitching, but since then Trinity bullpen has kept Tufts at bay. Tufts pitching really has shut down Trinity more, but that one inning seems to be the difference in this game so far. Specifically, Zazali's double, I think will be, if Tufts holds on and wins, will be the key play in this game. Here's the pitch. That's low in the dirt. 2-1.
Nice crowd here is gathered at Huskins Field. We got bleachers are pretty much filled on both sides, and some fans along the left field line. Swing
and a miss there. 2-2. Yeah, there's really, you know, no reason right now to be inside. If you are inside watching the stream, put it on your computer and go outside if you're in a nice weather area. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So that's my advice. Be outside right now. That's driven to left field.
Boy, and, you know, as we were talking about with the weather earlier, you really hope this is a sign of things to come for the baseball season, because, you know, this northeast weather, you never know. You could wake up, you know, the forecast might say sunny, and you look outside and there's snow or something.
I really wish I could laugh at that, you know, but not. Yeah. It as a joke, but it's really not far from the truth. So 2-2 count, 2 outs. Marini looking to set down Nakmanoff. That's in there, strike 3. So Nakmanoff goes down looking. A nice 1-2-3 inning there for Marini. We're through 7 innings here at Huskins Field, and it is 4-1 Tufts. So 6 more outs for the Trinity Bantams to try to put something on the board. And Cops will come back for his 3rd inning of work, I believe. No, second inning, right, because Langdon went 6. Cops coming back out for inning number 2. So Tufts graduated their closer from last year, Rory Zomek, and I probably mispronounced that, but he was nails as a closer. This year, no saves yet for their team, but that's just a result. Could be a result of the games they've played. So, save opportunity in the 9th. We'll see who comes out to get it. And Kops this year, actually, freshman pitcher, 3 games started, so this is his first relief appearance and did a pretty good job in the first inning. In a doubleheader, it's kind of just all hands on deck. You only have so many pitchers who can pitch, so especially with the the game yesterday, you essentially have 3 games in a span of 27 hours or so. So you really can't repeat starting pitchers. You can't repeat many relievers. So, but I mean that's the good thing about this college baseball season is you play a lot on the weekends, and during the week you might have a game or 2, but not really that many. Especially with the NESCAC rules, stack the competitions on the weekends or really limit how much you can play or practice during the week. So academics very important in this conference too. So now coming to the plate will be Koperniak. Hit a single his last time up. That's a drive to center. Back. That's going to fall. Koperniak going for 2. Strong throw there. Could get him, but he's safe. It's a nice throw to get it in, but Koperniak just had wheels there. And Trinity has a leadoff double.
When that ball was fielded, I thought Koperniak was going to be dead to rights, but he really turned on the Jets after running first. And that's the aggressive base running that Trinity needs right now. Nobody out. They've got a runner in scoring position, down by 3 runs. This is exactly the start that they need here in the 8th inning.
So runner on second.
If they can get Koperniak in here and make this a 2-run game and then hold Tufts at bay in the bottom half of the inning, I always think going to the 9th inning, a 2-run lead, that's so much different than a 3-run lead. If you get one guy on, tying run comes to the plate, you get a little bit more confidence, whereas if you need 3 runs, if one guy gets on, it's not the end of the world if you're the pitcher.
Yeah, essentially every run counts, but
really
there's certain runs that make it just make Trinity definitely feel better about trying to get back into it. As is much of life is a mental game. There's a swing and a miss. 1-1. Forgione hit by pitch his last time up. So he'll be looking to drive in Koperniak. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Kops. Looks back the runner. Long set, delivers. Swing and tips that one. So now Kops ahead on Forgione. Long set, hit Day in the face. Good block by Day. Put his face in front of that one. I mean, maybe it was just a reaction, to the ball being there, but really nice heads-up play by him, just getting in front of it any way he could, and that prevents the run from going to third at the very least. So
yeah, that's tough. That ball skipped 6 feet in front of home plate. That's very hard to judge. I think that was just natural instinct.
Now here is the 2-2 pitch. Coming in. Long set again. Pitch. That's down.
It's a big pitch here. Difference between getting some confidence in your guys with 1 out or potentially bring the tying run to the plate with nobody out.
3-2 pitch now. Looks again, 3-2 pitch. That's fouled. That's going to be out of play. Car. So we'll do it again. Full count. Forgione really battling here. Big pitch for Kops.
Come on, Carson. Come on, Niner. Come on, Carson.
The pitch. That's driven to center. Back, back. And that's a right fielder makes a catch. Tagging up will be Koperniak. So ball driven to center right. But Tufts outfielders had a read on it, put it away. Runner does advance to third, though, so there'll be runner at third, 1 out. And Cooper Mooney comes up in a big spot. Hit a fielder's choice with an error last time. That led to a run scoring. The only Trinity run in this game. So productive out there from Forgione. Moved the runner over. Now Cooper Mooney will see if he can get the runner in. Big pitch, or big at bat here for Cops. That's fouled to the left and out of play, so 0-1. For a freshman like Cops, big moment here, really good chance to prove himself as up to the challenge of pitching in a relief role as well as a starter role. Definitely two different mindsets you'll have to have. Coming in to put out the fire of his own making, of course. 0-2, so Cops very much ahead of the batter right now. Cooper Mooney trying to put the ball in play, get Koperniak home. Long set, looks in, and the pitch. That was ball 1, close call there. A little freeze. We've seen the umpire call those delayed strikes, but did not call it here.
Yeah, certainly right at the bell. Must have just missed the plate.
Here's the pitch. That's high. Day signaling, keep it down. So now 2-2, 1 out. Cooper Mooney at the plate. Here comes the pitch. Swinging a pop-up. Gonna be in foul territory. Left fielder's got a read. Looks like there might be a tag. Here comes Koperniak. And that's going to be a safe foul fly from Cooper Mooney, gets the run home.
It's always interesting.
You have to catch it, of course, but like.
Absolutely. I mean, I've seen times in the MLB when it might be bottom 9, game-winning run at third, and balls in that situation. If the game's on the line, you have to drop it there, but I think if you're Tufts, you certainly take the out.
I think you have to. I mean, at the first you might be a little conflicted, but at this point you still have a 2-run lead, and you have to have confidence in your pitchers to get 4 more outs, which is all they have left for Trinity at this point. So Brendan Pierce comes up. He's walked, struck out, and flown out to center field. So 0-for-2 on the day. Here comes the pitch. That's a little high. So 2-0. Day now going out to talk to Cops, trying to calm him down. So job of a catcher so important there, especially for a young kid on the mound like Cops. Just have him breathe. Your confidence shouldn't. You gave up a run, it's over, but just come back, start attacking. Don't let this game get worse than it's already has become. Here's the 2-0. Swings through that one.
Took a real rip there.
That's why I always think catcher is definitely the hardest position in baseball. You really have to be playing both sides of the ball at all times, pitching and hitting. And you're basically the emotional manager for the pitcher, so you've got a lot of responsibilities. Well, up there. But Day is certainly up to the challenge. He has been a huge part of today's success.
Especially, if you're not a big baseball fan, you probably don't realize, oftentimes it's the catcher who manages the game. He's making a lot of the calls as to, where he wants to pitch, what pitch to throw, stuff like that. He's got a lot of responsibility.
And for younger pitchers who aren't going to shake him off, it's really the catcher's job. That's a pop-up. Day's looking for it, and it's going to be out of play. So, another strike here. And Cops is 1 pitch away from ending this 8th inning. So we'll pitch again. We'll do it again. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be a walk. So Cops walks Brendan Pierce there, and the tying run is going to come to the plate in the form of Christian Orsini. So John Casey leaving in his pitcher. To face Orsini. Orsini has hit a single and popped out to the catcher. So now Trinity is the tying run at the plate. Cops going to have to get out of this one.
Orsini's got a very high 4.44 average. No
Little
homers on the
high.
season just yet.
Day now going out to talk. Zazali coming in. Seems like Cops overthrowing a tiny bit, a little high on all his pitches, with Days trying to say keep it down. So 1-0 count now. Here comes the pitch. Long set. Now it comes. Swing and a miss there from Orsini. So 1-1.
He was going for it. That was a giant cut. Kind of spun himself around.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a little low. 2-1.
Come on, Topsy. What do you say, Niner? Go, Tops. Let's go, baby. Go, Tops. Come on, Tops.
That's a swing foul back.
Hey, yo, right here, man. Go get him. Come on, baby. Go get him, out. Go, Tops. Come on, Niner. Come on, Topsy. Right here, 9.
2-2 count.
Win this 9.
Big pitch right here, trying to get out of trouble.
Swing and a miss. So Cops get out of that jam. So Cops gives up a run.
One hit. There were no tough serves. One runner left on base.
It is now 4-2 Tufts over Trinity. We are now in the bottom of the 8th inning. And nice composure there by Cops. You could tell he was overthrown a little bit, getting a little nervous, but comes back to strike out Orsini there as the tying run. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Marini back on the mound for another inning of relief work.
Yeah, very impressive outings by really all the relievers on both sides. You know.
So definitely after some shaky relief work at the beginning for Trinity, Marini and Barsimian coming in to stabilize, and Cops doing a good job himself.
And it's a 2-run game, you know. Tufts looking for some insurance going into the 9th.
Yeah, Tufts definitely would like some insurance. You know, happy with a 2-run lead, but you always are looking for more. And they will, they'll turn to the middle of their lineup, 5, 6, 7. Ryan Dawes coming to the plate to hit first. He walked the last time up. He is 1 for 1 actually on the day, as he was hit by a pitch as well.
The shortstop, number 8, Ryan Dawes.
So Dawes looking to get on against Marini. Pitch comes in there, a little too high. That's a ball. 1-0.
Let's go, Dawsy, kid. Come on, kid. Hey,
Here's the 1-0. That's bounced up there, skipped. It's going to be 2-0. There's a strike.
Hey, no, Dorsey. Let's go, Dorsey. Hey, Dorsey, by the way, on here. Go, good. Hey, Ocho, come on, baby. Hey, right now. Come on, Dorsey. Hey. Good.
There's another ball. 3-1 on Dawes, looking to get on for Ryan Day. Definitely at the end of a long day like this, all the players probably fatigued, trying to just get this game over. But you never know what runs might be the insurance runs in the end, or which ones might actually be the difference in the game. So any runs count.
At the end of the day, you're just trying to get a win. So if it means that you have to play another 15 minutes of baseball to get a win, they'll take that any day of the week.
Saturday night will be spent a lot happier if you're going home with a win. Dawes fouled that one off. It's 3-2.
At this point in the game, a walk is as good as a hit. Get somebody on base, try and move them over in a scoring position.
Hey, Ocho. Come on, Ryan. Any way you can, Ryan. Let's go.
Here comes the pitch. Grounded down the third base line. Maybe a long throw, and he gets it done cleanly. So Dawes grounds out to third there, and there's one away.
Come on, Jack. All right. Hey, Ryan. Come on, Dave. Come on, baby.
Ryan Day now head to the plate.
Number 23, Ryan Day.
Day walked his last time up. Really been a huge part of the game, I think, in terms of more of his defensive work behind the plate. Blocked a lot of throws and really led the pitching staff through some good innings today. But at the plate, he's singled walk. He's a contributor as well, so definitely one of the MVPs of this Tufts team.
Absolutely. I believe Day is just a sophomore, so he should be a contributing factor for the next couple of years.
Here's the pitch to Day. Grounds out one foul. It's going to be 1-1.
Come back. Right now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Hey, boy. Time. He's going to stay here. That's a ball. Inside.
It's a 2-1.
Come on, Ryan. Here you go. Come on, Ryan.
It's been a strange sequence right there. Just fell out of the catcher's mitt, but for a second I thought Day was about to walk down to first as if he got hit by the pitch, but umpire explained to both benches that it was just a ball.
Come on, Dave.
Day caught fishing there.
Going to be 2-2. That's going to be a swing and a miss. So now 2 down. JP Knight is at the plate.
Come on, JP.
There's a swing and a miss.
Marini really throwing him down the dirt. Past 3 pitches have been in the dirt, and 3 swings and misses from the Jumbos.
That's another swing and a miss. 0-2 count on JP Knight. That's bounced up there.
Come on, Jumbo Hacks, babe.
1 and 2 on Knight. So Knight just trying to put something in play, keep it going for Tufts. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. So Tufts down 1-2-3 in that half inning. We're through 8 innings here at Huskins Field, and 4-2, Tufts takes the lead, or has the lead over Trinity. So Trinity down to his last at-bats, trying to take the last game of this 3-game set. They're down 2 runs right now, 4-2, and coming in, actually Cops will be coming back out for a 3rd inning of work. So Tufts showing a lot of confidence in its young pitcher, and if he gets through this, I have to think it does wonders for his future. starter-reliever hybrid role, showing he can work at both right now.
Well, you mentioned before that he had started a couple of games here, so he's shown that he can go the distance. You know, there are different types of relievers. Some of them you really only get, one batter out of them. Others you get an inning, Kopp's shown right here that he can go the distance. And this should be a save opportunity if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Kopp's working to be his third inning, so yeah, and within a 3-run lead. I believe it's a save opportunity. Although you never know with the save rule. It seems like they change it. Exactly. Not they change it. There's always some hidden like corollary to it.
Exactly.
That I always think it's funny. Like you could go like what is it? You go 3, 4 innings or 5 innings in like a blowout game and get a save. Yeah. I just always that's the weirdest part of that rule. Or you could like the scorers can award. I'm trying to remember what it is, but it's something like the scorers can award you the win instead.
Maybe that's the win.
Come on, baby. Go, Cops. Come on, baby. Get in, stay ahead. Come on, you got it, Come on, Cops. Go get him. Come on, Cops.
Nice to see it back in the box up here.
Hey, Go get it, Cops. Go get it, Cops. There you go now. Come on, right now. Let's go, Niner. Come on, Boy, even up here, even up here.
Rodriguez just trying to get on base any way he can. He doesn't need to swing for the fences right now. That won't necessarily do Trinity a whole lot of good. Just need to get a man on.
Swing and a miss there from Rodriguez. So 2-2 the count.
Come on now. Let's go, kid. Come on, baby, sit down. Come on, Owen. Let's go, Owen. Come on, kid.
Here's the pitch. That's driven to right. That's going to be out of play. It's a foul ball.
Come on, Cops.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss by Rodriguez. So that's going to be strike 3 for A-Rod, and it'll be 1 out.
Good pitch there by Kopp's, really challenging him, going up high with the fastball, and he got him.
So Buckley comes to play, flew out to center field his last time up. Kopp's really, if you're Kopp's, you want to just get this done quickly because the middle of that Trinity order is dangerous and you don't want to get it back to them. You'd rather end this game 9-1 instead of 3-4. As Buckley drives it, left field, back, has it, and that's going to be out number 2. A little trouble there with the sun, maybe. The sun is coming down right now, creating some problems for left fielders especially.
Yeah, that was the first ball that went to the warning track on the fly, I believe, this afternoon.
The wind definitely has died down now, so probably a little easier if someone was to get a hold of one. Trinity now down to its last batter. It's Johnny Stanatis. Kopp's wants to end this game quickly and give Tufts its first home win of the year.
If I'm Kopp's, I'm just attacking the zone, They can't tie the game right here with this batter, so force them to put the barrel on the ball and get a hit.
We don't want the order to get back to Koperniak, Forgio, and Mooney. They've done much of the damage for Trinity today. Here's the 1-0 pitch coming in. That's a strike. 1-1.
Come on,
1-1 count. Grounder down the first baseline. That's going to be fair. Here comes Michelle, and this game is over. Cops closes that one out, and Tufts picks up a 4-2 win in the second game of this doubleheader over Trinity. So the Jumbos salvage the last game of the doubleheader and the series to avoid the series sweep. It's a 4-2 win for Tufts. Tufts had 4 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors. Trinity, 2 runs on 3 hits. And after a good win like that, what quick takeaways? What do you think the Jumbos should have been happy about from that game?
I think they got to be very happy with the pitching performance. You saw a couple of the younger guys there in Spencer Langdon and Owen Copps pitch very, very well there, and that's a sign of great things to come in the future. And they got a couple clutch hits there. You saw Christian Zazali had, I believe that was a 2 RBI double. That really set the tone for the rest of the game, gave the Jumbos confidence. So just consistent pitching and making a big play at the right time. That's what got them the W.
And so a nice win for the Jumbos today. They will take it and head off to enjoy the rest of their weekend. And we'll be heading off to enjoy the rest of our weekend. That just about does it for us here. It's a final score again of 4-2, Tufts over Trinity. Thank you all for joining us for on a lovely Saturday afternoon for both of our broadcasts today. You can tune in. Our next broadcast for baseball, I believe, will be in 2 weeks for the Patriots Day doubleheader against UMass Dartmouth. Always a fun one to watch. So tune in to check that one out. And have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thanks for spending a part of your Saturday afternoon with us. I'm Alec Whipple, and along with Lucas Johnson, thank you for watching.